love a good question? Because I certainly do. I love getting into really deep questioning where you can get to almost the heart or the soul of whatever it is that you're trying to find out. And over the years, I've studied questions and I collect questions. I know, all a little bit weird. But what I've found is one of the biggest problems with questions is they have answers. And bear with me, I know that sounds counterintuitive because isn't the whole point of asking questions getting answers? But what happens is when you ask a question and you get an answer to that question, even an open-ended question, then what we tend to do typically is then move on to the next question, which if that's not connected to what you've just asked, you can actually run the risk of moving on too soon and missing out on a whole lot of gold and opportunity because you didn't continue pursuing that path. So for example, I was doing a role play with a number of advisors about a year ago or a couple of years ago. And it was all about asking questions. And so one of the questions in this hypothetical role play that they asked me was, okay, Kim, so what does financial freedom mean to you? And as an answer, I came back and said, I would love to be able to go to a restaurant, order whatever I want on the menu, irrespective of what the price is. So one of the advisors in the role play took that answer, almost ticked the box, and then moved on to the next question. The other advisor in this role play setup said to me, okay, that's really interesting. What type of restaurants do you want to go to or do you enjoy? And he nailed it because from there, we were able to follow a line of questioning that said what type of restaurants I like. And quite frankly, I love those kind of Asian infusion, almost street food, street market kind of restaurants where you get a lot of atmosphere and a lot of connection with other people rather than a really posh fancy restaurant with all the white tablecloths and big plates and teeny tiny meals and everything's very prim and proper. You know, get me right into enjoying a meal and enjoying the company and loud and boisterous. That's what I like. So we were able to go down that line of questioning and then how often did I want to eat out and what would that look like, etc., etc. And I thought it was a great example to show how easy it is when we ask a question, as soon as we get the answer, to kind of move on. Whereas if you ask a question and then follow up with another question or another question or another question, you know when that line of questioning generally runs its course. But that's where the gold is. That's where you can really uncover the stuff that's going on inside your clients that matters to them. And then you can link any advice that you're giving back to what's going on in their world based on what you've learned through your line of questioning. So questions are amazing. They give you incredible insights. They cure your desire for curiosity, but just be careful of the answers if the answer comes too soon. Because after all, you are valuable.